Possible futures on AI colonialism, techno-feudalism, and decolonial AI. Colonial brute force. Large brute force learning models are not artificial intelligence. Big tech's venture capitalists are simply those with power who create hegemonic propaganda in our techno-feudalist colonial world order. Whatever they want to believe is whatever they decide to pour their wealth into. We are their subjects. In this case, TESCREAL Futures is what they have chosen to bankroll. The current frenzy around technological development of large brute force learning models is driven by resource hoarding and power consolidation within big tech, using techniques developed in the late 1980s that can now produce new results given the availability of far more computing power, despite remaining severely computationally expensive. This brute force approach requires billions of dollars of funding, astounding amounts of energy, all the personal data it can steal, and millions of indentured workers. Yes, this is an industry that requires what has already been estimated at 100 million data workers who are forced into degrading, harmful conditions amounting to a new class of technocratic modern slavery. Today's mainstream artificial intelligence models are outcomes of colonial surveillance business models. The mainstream approach to AI technology has been developed and incentivized specifically to benefit and profit the evolution of colonial hegemony's surveil and advertise business model, rooted in big tech's commodification of personal data and capitalist do-every-harm business model. Their clients are nation-states of every political flavor and the military-industrial complex. This direction of travel is driven by white supremacist futuring of decades past. Science fiction eugenics and slavery is casually redefined and marketed as the advancement of humankind. Gaslighting, distraction, and dissonance. Alternative artificial intelligence development. DeepSeek's MOE approach potentially presents a disruptive new model. This approach addresses some, not all, of the key flaws and biases of other mainstream LLMs developed by OpenAI, Google, Palantir, and other US big tech firms. However, DeepSeek is still structured and predicated upon the use of colonial or Western infrastructure to inflict colonial harms. Other pro-privacy AI models are being developed. However, technologies and business models for LLMs in general, as it has been since the early 2000s, remain unproven, unethical, and irresponsible. Any technological development that advances colonial hegemony is inherently problematic on several major levels. Well-funded AI development built upon and incentivized specifically to profit and accelerate the evolution of capitalist colonial hegemony. This guarantees the continued proliferation of colonial harms today, tomorrow, and potentially decades ahead until the planet is totally exhausted. While some scholars and researchers in AI colonialism have made postulations around developing decolonial AI, when we consider the political economy of the global context we exist within, in addition to the first-hand experiences of industry whistleblowers and innovators, we can only come to the conclusion that resources are far better spent on proven approaches to decolonization. Exercise caution against Western promises of advancement. Been there, done that. Same journey, same destination. White supremacy's techno-fascist innovations and advancements, bankrolled by our global wealth hoarder overlords, can never be beneficial for the world. We have seen this narrative being rehashed again and again, pushed by the colonial project over and over. You say, our systems are oppressing you, but our technology will save you. Serious decolonial initiatives are designed, developed, and implemented by those most harmed by coloniality to abolish power systems maintaining a colonial world order. Real decolonial efforts are not interested in making use of AI. Instead, they seek ways to boycott, sanction, and divest from AI. designed to advance coloniality. What big tech calls AI is designed and operated within extractive and controlling business models. AI development encapsulating humanity's most advanced behavioral and social control mechanisms is locked into a capitalist system of profiteering, incompatible with genuine decolonization. It is designed to effectively commodify and manipulate individual human beings, industrial sectors, and societies by selling a vision of human thriving via ethical digital slaves. Frequent use of AI has been shown to rapidly affect human users' cognition, communication, and behavior, resulting in toxic dependency through carefully crafted reasoning logics. It is a predatory and parasitic relationship. Commercial AI does not merely affect existing inequalities, they are new forms of control in service of their extractive business models. The AI sector centralizes other sectors, including big tech, big science, big energy, and big mining. It builds power and profit through the military-industrial complex, providing surveillance-based automated warfare and predictive policing, accelerated repression and destruction of communities and peoples who resist colonial hegemony. AI doesn't just serve colonial aims. It is in itself an extension of the colonial brain and enforcement structure. Decolonial AI has no basis in actual decolonial futures. Reject AI, reject all Western tech. AI is vastly different to other Western technological advances that have been introduced and imposed onto colonized peoples, ecologies, and landscapes. With more equitable access, Western developments like electricity, telephones, trains, etc. have offered new communication methods and new ways of relating, even if they continue to benefit colonial profit structures. As tools, they have equal potential to serve both colonial and decolonial agendas. Decolonial AI, or seeking decolonial AI solutions, particularly within mainstream conventional or commercial AI products, is futile and naive. Simply tweaking the use of such AI tools does not overhaul the imperialist structures that developed AI and similar technologies in the first place. Efforts in decolonial AI claiming to dismantle colonial structures are thereby condemned to performative co-optive functions inherently built to insidiously manipulate and extract, as designed. The AIs not for decolonizing. The West's AI hype does not contribute to actual necessities of decolonization as articulated by indigenous rights movements. These have been astonishingly clear: land back, wealth back, stopping the harms, justice for colonial crimes, and full land, food, and cultural sovereignty, free from economic enslavement and other forms of hegemonic intervention. Resources currently devoted to exploring decolonial tech should be immediately redirected to advancing indigenous rights. Anti-Earth biotech. The development narrative reaches the same old lows. Human progress for a healthy planet does not require the development of potentially runaway artificial intelligence, built upon philosophies of technocentric eugenics and capitalist surveil and advertise business models. The position that it does is cognitive dissonance at best and intentional sabotage at worst. To promote, invest in, and make use of big tech's AI narratives and systems as social justice, public health, or planetary regeneration advocacy is to advance colonial hegemony. Hegemonic narratives have consistent and predictable patterns in instituting hopium. New technologies developed by coloniality and Western-centric approaches are framed as powerful sources of hope. We are incentivized to invest in the white savior belief that these technologies can be used for good to create a better world if we all contribute our time, energy, and resources to participate inclusively, instead of divesting, boycotting, and sanctioning like we should. In pursuit of decolonial sustainability and regeneration, the Possible Futures crew does not tolerate the use of artificial intelligence. in any of our work, our courses, workshops, events, or our collaborators. Sincerely, the Possible Futures crew.